I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll have a roll call.
Yes. Ms. White? Here. Mr. Denise?
Here.
And Mr. Renzi?
Here.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, announcements and agenda modifications. None. Approval of the minutes.
I approve the minutes for December 19th.
You have a second?
I second it.
All right. Any public input? No public input. Unfinished business. Item A, current projects, update.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to provide an update, as you all can tell, this agenda is a little bit light, but we are doing some work behind the scenes February is should be a pretty good agenda, in March as well, as we're getting in price estimates and designs for the two playgrounds. That's at Easy Street and Filbert. So that'll be coming in February is my plan to have it all in here in February. And then February, March will also come the swing park in front of Harbor Lights. That one will be coming to you all for approval as well on that one. What we're currently doing on the swing park is we're going through surveys that we have to identify the high water line and also our property lines on the southern end so that we can make sure that our design and the format that we want to take the walkway through that area is within our means going forward. So those are kind of the two major projects that we have coming up that will be coming before you all in February and March.
Do you usually take down the playground? I see Filbert is roped off, but do you usually take it down when the equipment comes, or should it be taken down before then?
So Filbert is on our list to go ahead and remove. It's just a kind of a timing thing. The guys this time of year, they've got tree trimming projects, so as it fits in the schedule, Filbert will be coming down. That playground is no longer usable. So it will come down. Easy Street, we will take that one down a few weeks before the new one gets installed. Because at Easy Street, we do have a section that we couldn't get parts for, so we haven't been able to fix it. It's like the lily pad jumping area. We were unable to get parts for that from the manufacturers, which kind of played into the replacement factor. But the rest of the playground is open, and we're going to maintain that portion of the playground open until a few weeks before the installation of the new one.
Okay, because I do see kids using the Easy Street one, and the part that they can't use is not a main component of that.
Correct.
Playground.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Item B, committee member park updates.
You all have any?
I have nothing.
I have nothing to report. John Denise, nothing to report on the parks. They all look pretty good. I have questions on the piers, when the work's going to start, and on concerns. Are we going to the south and then the second pier? Are we going to do them both together, or are we going to keep one of them open? Other than that, the only other remarks is, why I don't keep a consistent time. Some of the people with the dogs and everything, they say, why doesn't he come at a certain time? But
So, in regards to the damage at the docks from the hurricanes, we had been waiting to figure out whether FEMA was going to allocate funds to Indian River County, which we had submitted our request for some repairs in quite a few areas along the riverfront. But two of the larger areas, one was the southern dock on the Twin Piers, the southern Twin Pier dock. I think there's 4 fingers that have to be replaced. So we did receive approval to start to move forward in that process. and also I'll go ahead and lump in the yacht club, northern dock as well, that was lifted out of the ground. Both of those projects, we received initial, approval. It's in the process of getting permits. We have to get permits through FEMA. Then they have to approve our bidding process. So currently, we're getting quotes from both of those projects so that we can be far enough along once we get the permit that it should make it a little bit quicker. I don't have a timeline on that. It's strictly kind of in their hands. We couldn't do anything. The same thing with the sidewalk on Indian River Drive. As you're walking down there every day, the sidewalk about halfway down. We were waiting on approval, and they wouldn't let us do anything with those areas without their approval. So if we go in and start doing the work, then we may not have followed a process that would be eligible for reimbursement. And if we didn't do that, we wouldn't get reimbursement. So we were waiting on that. And now we have kind of kick-started that process so that we can get quotes.
Thank you.
Brian, on the Garden Club Park, is there any movement on that?
Garden Club Park, we have not moved any further along on the walking path. Staff at this time has been working to maintain and continue to improve the front area. The back area will come back to you all at some point within the next few months. Okay. In regards to a public meeting, whether or not we want to make a walking trail in the back. But as of right now, that has not gone any further. We have strictly been trying to maintain what we have, to be quite honest, in that area. The area that was cut and cleaned up before, we found it was taking a little bit more time to maintain it than we had anticipated. So that's where staff's dedicating the majority of their time right now on that one.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Upcoming events at Riverview Park?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So I just want to give you all an idea of what's happening. This is kind of our busier time at Riverview Park with events during the season and getting people out to the park. So this past weekend, if you had a chance, we had the Fine Arts and Music Festival at the park. It was a great event. This coming Saturday and Sunday, January 28th and 29th, we have Barb Snow's Sweet Tea Sip and Stroll event, Saturday 9:30 to 5. And then Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Riverview Park. So that'll be a nice community event to come out and participate and check out the vendors and that.
What is that? Sweet tea and stroll?
Yeah, so Barb Snow is a third-party vendor that comes in. She hosts, I think this is her third event during the year within the park. It's really a craft vendor event. She'll have some food vendors there, and it's just a nice time to come through and walk through the canopy within the park. If you notice, Fine Arts and Music is really along the roadway. This event goes back inside the park, so it's within the sidewalks and the canopy of the park, and it's a nice event. And she has lots of vendors. I think she usually gets around 100 vendors to participate in her events. February 3rd, we have a concert in the park, which is sponsored by the Sebastian River Area Chamber of Commerce and sponsored by the city. Tom McClare and friends from 5:30 to 8 p.m. They'll be playing rock, blues, and country. February 5th, we have our Four Chaplains Memorial at the Veterans Memorial at 2 p.m. February 11th, we have the Sebastian Craft Club event from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. February 17th, once again, Sebastian River Area Chamber of Commerce concert in the park featuring the Sebastian High School Band from 5:30 to 8 p.m. And February 18th, we have the Sebastian Art Club with their Art in the Park special event that takes place from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So those are the events taking place in the park up until our next meeting date. So I invite you all to come out and members of the public to come out and enjoy those events.
I went to the art on Saturday early, like right when they opened up. And it always makes me laugh when I see people with their dogs. And I just have to laugh because there were quite a few dogs. And as I left, I saw the sign up that says, "No dogs in the park area unless it's service dog." And I don't know how you get around that because people had them in strollers and walking, and it's just part. But it was kind of funny just to see that.
All right, we can move on to new business. Item A, 2023 meeting calendar review and consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I did not have this on the agenda in December, and I apologize for that. But this is the proposed meeting calendar for 2023, including tonight's meeting. Typically, we always meet the fourth Monday of each month. A couple changes that I just want to highlight. August is the third Monday of the month. That is strictly due to our annual Parks and Recreation State Conference is the last weekend. So I just didn't want to conflict with that. I did it, I think it was 2 years ago. I drove back and forth and just trying to not conflict with that date as long as you all approve. And then November, I moved it to the 13th due to the Thanksgiving holiday. I know a lot of people start to travel as we get closer to the holidays, and so I moved that date up. And then also the December meeting due to the Christmas holiday, moved that one up as well. So if you all have any questions about any of the dates, but all the others are pretty much in line with the fourth Monday of the month, other than those three.
And we don't need to vote on it? We can just agree, or do you need a vote?
I mean, I would take just a motion in a second and then vote on it. I would.
Okay. I move that we accept the calendar for the 2023 year for Parks and Recreation meetings.
I'll second that.
Aye.
Okay. Items for the next agenda and date, February 27th, 2023.
So as I'd mentioned at the beginning, this was kind of a shorter agenda here to get back into it a little bit, but we are working, so February is going to be a busier meeting agenda. We've got quite a few things that are kind of in the works. I can tell you at the February meeting, more than likely, disc golf will come back in some form or fashion of either alternate sites or kind of looking at discussion for that. I anticipate that being in February, playgrounds in February, and then as we continue to go forward, we're going to try to have the swing and bench park in February, but that's going to be dependent on survey results and our design.
Mm-hmm. All right. If there's nothing else, I would move to adjourn the meeting.